What's up, Jerome? So we are back again. We are on Fanspeak as well as the Draft Network, and these are my favorite ones in terms of doing BPA, BPA, BPA because I don't have to do a lot of work. All I have to do is talk ish about the picks, which is a lot of fun. So a layout on this is that we run these draft simulators. All right, so we got Fanspeak as well as the Draft Network. And all we do is just select the top player that is available on the big board. So for this one, we're using CBS Sports Composite Board. Now, we like this one because it's a number of people being involved here. I believe Dane Brugler's in there. It's really easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, the rules are no running backs until day 3. Because usually what happens is that it'll get bunched up running back, running back, running back, as well as you can only double dip on position once. So you can only have 2 of each position. So first time we did this, we didn't have that rule in place. So we went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. So I was like, it is what it is. So we're going to run this and we'll see what it spits out. And this is always kind of fun because it's like, whatever. We have no idea what's going to happen. My darling, I can't get it. Now, sort of inspired by this because we just did the video critiquing, well, not critiquing, commenting on Lance Zierlein's Mock Draft 2.0, where we had the Vikings going edge rusher Gross Matos at 22, and then Ross Blacklock from TCU, defensive tackle at 25, where value for sure. Yeah, we're not trading in this either. Value for sure, but also was it a case of BPA? Maybe. It certainly wasn't drafting for need. All right, so on this one, here we go, right away. All right, so AJ Espinoza is there chilling in this spot. Wow. Wow. All right, so in this spot, like the big 5 tackles are just gone. All right, so Austin Jackson is there. Cornerback-wise, I mean, Gladney there. Man, this draft basically just took everything that we wanted right away. All right, so looking at the big board, I mean, Xavier McKinney, like Grant Delpit, maybe if Harris is gone, probably not. Kenneth Murray's there chilling. It's intriguing. Neville Gallimore, Ross Blacklock as well. But Espinoza at the top of the big board, BPA coming on in, which I think is fine. I think he could certainly develop as an edge rusher. Also, what's up to the live chat? What's up, Dylan Knowles, monthly Jerome? Hope things are going well with you as well. But again, if you're just joining us, this is BPA, so we have to take what the board gives us. So Espinoza goes 1. I like Espinoza. I'm not over the moon for him, but I do think he could certainly develop into something with Andre Patterson. And now at 25, again, Xavier McKinney. Now, I understand it's like, well, why do they need a safety if you got Harrison as well as Anthony Harris? Well, Anthony Harris could be a one and done on the franchise. Anthony Harris may be traded, by the way, or they could rescind the tag, as well as Harrison Smith. I mean, let's face it, father time, it is catching up. So even though the Vikings don't have major needs at these 2 positions, since we are going BPA, 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 it certainly is very intriguing with whatever this ends up spitting out. And I know we'll get in the comment section. BPA according to who? Well, according to the big board, man. And we get so upset about the draft. It's kind of funny. All right, so simulator going and showing, coming up on 26. And remember, the rule, can't double dip on a position until some other ones are sutured up. Also, no running backs. All right, so now, looks like it's going to be Marlon Davidson, defensive lineman from Auburn. And still, just looking at their Dancer, Pride, man, this draft really got picked over fast for positions of need. So the first 5 tackles are gone. The wide receivers were chopped up right away. The top cornerbacks were also off the board. So, I mean, this actually, given this situation, it actually may make a ton of sense for the Vikings to go BPA since they're just getting hammered at said positions of need. So Marlon Davidson, come on in. For me at that spot, I probably would have gone Hamler or... I'm not a giant Dancer fan. Like maybe it would have gone Robert Hunt, the big offensive lineman from Louisiana. But now it's rolling along. W Vang, $5 in super chat. Do a mock where you trade up for Chase Young. Also thoughts on Darryl Roberts from the Jets, apparently Vikings. Yeah, Roberts as well as Pierre Desir. It just they're sort of in the group of okay veteran cornerbacks. Like again, not like pounding the table for Roberts by any means, but also, I mean, trading up for Chase Young, I think that would be spendy. In my opinion, if you're going to make that move all the way up, I think it should be for a quarterback. But I mean, Chase Young really is that good. I mean, you saw what Nick Bosa did with the Niners. Like, he single-handedly won them a couple games, including the divisional round, by the way. So here. So now, hey, finally, there you go. Tyler Biadish, the versatile center coming in from Wisconsin, just a perfectly fine, decent meat and potatoes offensive lineman from the Big Ten. So there you go. So finally, offensive line, wide receiver, cornerback. Finally, this squeaky wheel gets the grease. There you go. But so far, Espinenza, McKinney, Davidson. I mean, edge and defensive line. I mean, there's certainly secondary and tertiary positions of need. All right, so not going to double dip on center. Not going to no running backs until day 3. But that kind of sucks because I really do like Edwards-Helaire. But here we go, a little BPA action. Wide receiver, Chase Claypool coming in. I don't know if we're going to get a cornerback. This may be a an ill-fated BPA mock draft, but we'll see. Oh, man. I love doing these because these are ridiculous. Will Edwards-Helaire make it to the Vikings in the 4th? No, the dream is dead. There goes a cornerback. We actually may end up with a cornerback now. Is it going to happen? Baby! All right, we made it. All right, so now... All right, so now we have a bit of a decision. Well, not really a decision. So we said no double dipping until some other positions are taken care of. But Bredesen is a straight-up guard. I mean, Ruiz was Michigan center. So, I mean, technically it's not double dipping. But the Vikings just need a cornerback so bad. Man. All right, we're sticking with the rules. I mean, Donnie, this isn't Vietnam. There are rules here. Also, give a couple of shout outs. Guys, let us know where you're watching the BPA debacle from. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with us. Hopefully, the weather's nicer where you guys are. It's a little bit rainy here in beautiful Minnesota right now. The greatest state in the union, by the way. All right, so now got 6 remaining picks. I mean, half the Vikings draft is in the clubhouse. I'm actually not upset. I'm really not upset with this. So Espinenza, just getting big value there. Same thing with McKinney, low-key position need. And then Davidson coming out of Auburn. So, I mean, 3 positions that you wouldn't immediately think big need for the Vikings. But then they go double-dip offensive line as well as they get Claypool there. All right, so next up. All right, so edge is already taken care of. So then it goes to tight end. Man. But, man, that's such a bad beat. Because I would have loved to have taken Thaddeus Moss at this spot. But, again, we have to abide by the rules. Trey Stalling, Skull from Sikeston, Missouri. Shout out. That's right. All right. That's such a heartbreaker and ball breaker. But, again, the big simulator in the sky, we cannot question it. We can only try and make sense of its powers. Never mind the man behind the curtain. I should have just taken Thaddeus Moss. I mean, it's so close. But it is what it is. All right, so still, we're on cornerback watch. Still have not gotten one. But also, running backs are available now. So the Vikings could get in the RB business. So we're going to run this one. Also, we're going to run one over on the Draft Network thing. I like the Draft Networks because it's really fast. All right, so on the board, linebacker. We do not have a linebacker yet, so there we go. Jacob Phillips coming on in, LSU. I feel like LSU, I mean, of course, great team, national champs. They really do crank out the defensive talent, especially the DBs. Oh, we can finally get in. So already got a tight end, cornerback. Finally got one. And again, the cornerback from Tulsa is like a bad penny. There's so many times that we just end up with him in the mock draft. I'm not overly familiar with him. I keep saying I'm going to do some research on him, and then I never do. So guaranteed he's going to be a Vikings draft pick. almost for certain. All right. So if you're just joining us on the live stream, we're doing a BPA. The rules are no double dipping until you suture up some other positions in need, as well as no running back until day 3. So here we are. So positions are really sutured up, essentially. So I think now we can start double dipping, which is great because, I mean, Kamal Martin, the Gophers linebackers, they're tackling machine, rough and ready, let's go, as well. All right, so double dipping on linebackers, so Jacob Phillips as well as Kamal Martin. Now, linebackers could be important because Gideon, who knows, Eric Wilson, restricted free agent. I mean, who knows what his future is going to be long term. But also, if the Vikings are moving to a 3-4, you do need a couple more linebackers. So that would make sense in that regard. 84 Skull from Torrington, Connecticut. Shout out to the Eastern Seaboard. As well as, Steve Ward, no kickers or punters, please. Well, I think that's sort of a given. Also, if a kicker or punter ends up at the top of the big board, we're around 14. So, no bueno there. All right. So now, so Sean Pollard is up near the top. Don't have a running back yet. But, triple dipping on offensive linemen, no big deal. No big deal. Plus, positional versatility of Pollard, perfectly fine. Oh, we get a quarterback. There we go. Steve Montez from Colorado, who I'm not overly a fan of, but again, we are at the mercy of the board. So, recapping, going BPA here according to CBS Sports Composite Big Board. Go with Iowa edge rusher AJ Espinoza coming in. Now, I like him. I like him. I don't love him, right? But I think he could do some things with Andre Patterson. Plus, I do think he is beefy enough to be able to be a 3-4 defensive end, play that 5-tech spot. I mean, again, don't scout the helmet, but a little bit Aaron Campman to him. Remember him from Berkeley. Jaguars legend Aaron Campman, not Packers legend Aaron Campman. Get the hell out of here. Next up, so Xavier McKinney from Alabama was at the top of the board. Like we said, could be a low-key knee because Anthony Harris is on his franchise tag 1-year deal, as well as Harrison Smith, getting a little bit older. Marlon Davidson from Auburn, versatile defensive lineman coming in, and he's just adds to the stockpile. Sure. Biadish, also versatile interior offensive lineman coming in from Wisconsin. First O-line pick. Top 3 picks. Certainly BPA, certainly not positions in need, but I do like eventually we start clamping down. And then also in third round, we get that physical freak, Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. Ben Bredesen coming in, doubling back on offensive line. Shane O'Grady coming in from Arkansas as the tight end. Oh, it's going to be the Irvin Grady show. It's great. Could have had Thaddeus Moss. So close. And then into the 6th and beyond. So double dipped on linebackers, Jacob Phillips, as well as Kamal Martin from the Gophers. Reggie Robinson III is the lone cornerback on here. That's my main critique of this BPA is that only one wide receiver and you wait only one cornerback anyway till the 6th round. And then 7th round, got another offensive lineman, Sean Pollard from Clemson, as well as picked up quarterback Steven Montez from Colorado. All right, let's run the draft networks. There we go. Scoot this in so it's all in one. There we go. All right, so let's recap it so far. All right, so now, we didn't say no quarterbacks, did we? So this is happening. This is actually. If Andrew Thomas is there at 22, I don't think that would pass him up. I really don't. And I don't think the Vikings would actually take a quarterback at this point just because of the extension with Kirk Cousins. So, do we break the rules here? I mean, if Thomas wasn't there, I would just take Herbert for sure. But, hey, I mean, for me, Andrew Thomas is the full-on ready to go. Oh, yeah, we can get both of them. I forgot about that. Yeah, because for me, Andrew Thomas is going to be the highest floor, day one starting left tackle in this draft. Like, I know a lot of people are in on Wirfs. A lot of people, even though Wirfs is more of a right tackle, but people are certainly in on Becton and certainly on Wills as well. I think there's some positional flexibility there. All right, so. Second round. Again, if you're just joining us, we're going BPA. Can't double back on positions until some other ones are taken care of. No running backs before day 3. So now, in the Draft Networks one, we got a Bear, as well as Andrew Thomas. Fully in on Thomas. I'm sort of meh on Herbert, but honestly, if they took him, whatever. I mean, just think of Vikings fans if that happened. Oof. All right, so now DPJ. Down People Jones, big time recruit. Never really panned out with Michigan, but you could say that about a lot of players. I don't think that Jim Harbaugh is necessarily doing a great job with Michigan, to be honest. But you know. All right, so rolling along. Oh, Kyle Duggar made it. All right, so the long, lengthy, physical safety from Lenore Ryan, small school kid coming in. I like it. All right, so wide receiver, offensive line, check that box. No cornerback so far. And now we got pigeonhole again. All right, so Bryson Hopkins, Purdue, come on in. All right, so now we're into day 3, so running backs are back on the table. Let's go. Oh, cornerback one time? Nope, guess not. All right, so Alton Robinson coming on in. Edge rush from Syracuse, racking, stacking them up. Oh, there goes TJ. He gone. Oh, we might finally get a cornerback. No, guess not. All right, so tight end, check. Wide receiver, check. Safety, check. Wide receiver, check. David Woodward, linebacker from Utah State Aggies. Let's go. These are always fun and redonkulous. I like doing these. All right, now deep into the 6. There we go. All right, so safety is check. Edge rusher, check. Wide receiver, linebacker, check. Man, we're getting down. Oh, we finally get a cornerback. Oh, baby, let's go. Josiah Scott. So what both these drafts are telling me, and obviously, big boards are, whatever. But, I mean, since this is such a deep cornerback class, I mean, perhaps some of the value is depressed. So it could explain why some of these cornerbacks are just way down there in terms of value. All right, so now, so edge check, wide receiver check, linebacker check. I feel like we've checked enough boxes that we can start circling back. So now, is it edge, or do I cheat and just go wide receiver? Can't cheat it. Nah, I can't cheat it. We can get all the way down to get James Lynch. That's right, because edge, wide receiver, linebacker, check. Same thing with quarterback. All right, we did it. Mama, we did it. Somehow we gamed the system and we got James Lynch. All right, so now we can start circling back on some of these other positions. Michael Devaney Jr., which, okay, sure. And in the 7th round. A little bit upset that we still only have one wide receiver and we waited until 6th round yet again for cornerback. But maybe what that signals is that even though it's a deep cornerback class, the Vikings will have to reach a little bit for some of these some of these cornerbacks. So now, all right, so start doubling back. All right, so this one has turned out super interesting. So, of course, get Andrew Thomas at 22. We sort of fudged things a little bit, but we didn't get away from Justin Herbert, which, I mean, Cousins on that big-time extension, Andrew taking a first-round quarterback, ooh-wee. See the rest of the way. DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide receiver out of Michigan, 2nd-round pick. Love it. Kyle Duggar, the safety out of Lenore Ryan, coming in 3rd round. Same thing with Bryce Hopkins, tight end from Purdue. Sorry, Bryson Hopkins. And then we sort of go wherever. Alton Robinson, unique edge rusher from Syracuse. David Woodward, linebacker from Utah State. Not overly familiar with him. And then Josiah Scott, cornerback. Michigan State cornerback to replace a Michigan State cornerback. And yet again, we waited till the 6th round. We sort of fudged things. We got James Lynch, interior defensive lineman from Baylor. Love it. And then started circling back in the 7th round, doubling up on edge rushers, Michael Devaney Jr. A couple of red flags there, but, I mean, he's certainly not the physical specimen that Daniil Hunter was, but could be a little something. Lawrence Cager, wide receiver out of Georgia, coming in the 7th round, as well as Jerron Bryant, cornerback of Fresno State. So a couple things. A little bit upset that we waited so long for a cornerback. A little bit upset that it waited so long on the 2nd wide receiver, as well as, even though coming with Andrew Thomas, fully excited about somehow he fell. He's the day 1 left tackle. Do what you will with Riley Reif, but you didn't get any other offensive lineman. which is kind of rough. But there you go. That is it. That is BPA. Went back and forth on Fanspeak as well as the Draft Networks. What are your thoughts below? Also, if you have these, I highly suggest go through. It's just a fun way to see how different boards break down, especially with Fanspeak, since you can take up different big boards and whatnot. It's fun to see how the board breaks, different scenarios that the Vikings maybe put in on draft day, and overall, it's a lot of fun. I mean, what else are we going to do for the next month? No sports, all quarantine, all mock drafts, and talk about Trent Williams. All right, but let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe, Daily Vikings Takes. You know what to do, as well as hit that join box down below, and you can become a real Jerome. Support the channel. But until next time, Skull, production value.